Hi, in today's video, we'll go over the 10 steps in order to buy your first home, and we're going to start right now. Hi, my name is David Matney with Nebraska Realty, and I'm a realtor here in Omaha, Nebraska. In today's video, we'll go over the 10 steps in order to buy your first home. But before we get things started, let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and ding that bell for notifications, and hey, let's go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. All right, step one is preparation. Improve your credit score, clean up your finances, save some money. This step is not very glamorous, and it should begin long before you begin thinking about buying a home. The higher your credit score and the more money you have saved, the more options you have in terms of finances. And remember, small blemishes on your credit report can have long-lasting effects and can cost you thousands of dollars over time, so you want to make sure you take care of your credit. All right, step two is to get pre-approved. Step two is to get pre-approved with a local reputable lender. This is the most important step in the process. The lender will help determine your buying power and how much house you'll be able to afford based on your budget. Now, based on your credit score, your lender will help determine which type of financing will be best suited for you. The lender will also give you some idea of your monthly payment. Okay, step three is to choose a realtor. You want an experienced realtor to help guide you through the process and to assist you with your home search. It doesn't cost you anything to hire an agent, and your realtor will be able to set up a search on the MLS, which stands for Multiple Listing Service, so you'll have access to homes immediately in your price range once they hit the market. Okay, step four is looking for homes. Searching for homes begins online. Your agent will assist you in searching for homes in your price range based on your needs. Be careful when you set up your search not to narrow the search too much. It's better to eliminate a home online rather than to have missed a home completely by having parameters that are set up too narrow. You know, for example, let's say you're looking for a home, you'd like to have a home with a fenced yard. If you set up your search where it's only fenced yards, well, then you might miss a great property that maybe doesn't have a fence, but yet you can install the fence after you move in. So you want to be careful about how you structure your search online. All right, it's best to use company websites, Realtor.com, or an agent's website when you're searching for homes. Now, one word of caution with Zillow.com. Zillow frequently has outdated information. It can be very frustrating, so be careful when you search on websites such as Zillow. Now, however, Zillow can be helpful for sale by owners. So while it's not the best search option, you do not want to ignore Zillow completely. Also, when you conduct your search, you want to look at homes that are active listings only. Homes that are subject to backup offers or are in pending status are essentially off the market. These homes are now under contract and are in the process of being sold. Looking at a home in pending status is like trying to ask somebody out for a date who's going to get married next week. The best time to see a home is when it first hits the market. Great homes go under contract quickly, so you must be prepared to make an offer quickly if the right home becomes available. All right, step five is making an offer. After you find the right home, you'll want to make an offer. Your agent will help draft an offer and assist you with your terms of the offer. When you make an offer, you'll also have to write a check for an earnest deposit. An earnest deposit will show the sellers that you are serious about buying their home. Usually the earnest deposit is about 1% of the purchase price of the home. At closing, your earnest deposit will be credited to your account and applied toward the purchase price of the home. All right, step six is acceptance. Congratulations, your offer has been accepted. The lender and the title company will begin the closing process. Now, be advised, as a buyer, it is important to be Johnny on the spot with any additional documentation the lender will need in order to close on time. After the contract is accepted, it is important that the buyer immediately order the home inspection. Step 7 is the home inspection. After the contract is accepted, and if the buyer elected to conduct a home inspection, the home inspection is completed. The home inspection takes about 3 hours, and in the last 30 minutes, the buyer will show up for the inspection walkthrough. And this is where the inspector will walk you through the highlights of the home inspection report. Now, every home will have some issues. What you're concerned about are major material defects and any health and safety issues. Now, after the home inspection is done, you'll have 3 options. Option number 1 is to take the home as is and remove the home inspection contingency. Option number 2 is to ask the seller to make some repairs pointed out in the inspection report. And option number 3 is to say, hey, the home inspection is deemed unsatisfactory and the buyer is released from the contract. Okay, if the buyer chooses option 3, the buyer will typically get their earnest money back and the home will go back on the market. Now, it's very important. The home inspection process has some very stringent time frames. So it's very important that the buyer adhere to those time frames. Otherwise, if not, then the buyer will have purchased the home as is and they'll remove the option of having a home inspection contingency. All right, step 8 is the closing process. As part of the lending requirements, the title company will do a title search to make sure the title is clear. The buyer will contact their insurance company to order homeowners insurance on the property. An appraisal will be ordered by the lender to ensure the home is worth what the lender is loaning on the property. And finally, the lender will also require a termite inspection. Okay, now all of this takes time. Normally, it takes 30 to 45 days to close after a property has gone under contract. The lender, the title company, and all the agents involved will work together to ensure a smooth closing. It is also important for the buyer to make sure the utilities have been transferred into the buyer's names before closing. Now, this can take a couple of days, so you want to make sure you do this prior to closing. All right, step 9 is final walkthrough. Usually about 2 days before closing, the buyer will do a final walkthrough to ensure that all the terms of the contract are met. All right, finally, step 10 is closing. On the day of closing, the buyer will show up to the title company with a valid government ID for closing. They will also be required to have any funds needed for closing in a certified check. The buyer will sign the paperwork, and closing normally takes about 60 minutes. At the end of closing, the buyer will get their keys to their new home and they've just purchased a property. There you have it. Those are the 10 steps in order to purchase your first home. Now, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ding that bell for notifications, and hey, it's not too late to give this video a thumbs up. And if you like this video, you may also like this video, so check that one out as well.